so that's your worst movie. I want to ask though, do you have a worst movie since we're on this subject now?
Fantastic Four, hands down.
The remake one.
Okay,
fair
I was
enough.
about to ask you if it's the reboot. It's understandable.
Oh, it has to be the reboot.
Even though I
yeah.
like the tone of it.
The only film that I've seen, excuse me, they show the first like how Ben and the Thing met, or Ben is the Thing, but Mr. Fantastic and the Thing met as kids, and then they said 7 years later, and they're at the science fair. And, like when the team all split up, they did a black screen and said it again and said 1 year later. Like they didn't take the time to like show what happened between the first 7 years, cut to black, and then the 1 year cut to black. Like I was like, that's weird. And then they come back as a team.
Dr. Doom was just shoehorned in. Like he was not like
He was killed in like 5 minutes. Not even killed.
Yeah,
we need to all work together to defeat him.
He's
all
the
those
villain that
different things.
like honest. I've never seen a villain butchered as much as he was there because he was in the movie, but he wasn't in the movie, and then he died. Like,
well, I've never seen Michael Jordan butcher or Michael Jordan.
yeah, he's got them jumps, man.
No, it is.
It's Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan.
But I've never seen Michael B. Jordan butchered either in a film.
Oh, he was
way
I thought he was good in that movie. Like he was one of the few good things in that movie, but that's why he got moved on to like Black Panther. So,
yeah.
like as a. Yeah.
I'm also hearing rumor that he's going to come back as Killmonger in Black Panther 2. Don't know if they could do that. I don't know how. I don't know how the world of Wakanda works, where they can revive people.
At this point, I mean, I could believe it at this point because we don't know. We have no idea what's going on in there and what they can do.
I think that. Well,
and I think the MCU is in a rough spot right now. I feel like.
Well, it's because it's awkward right now. It's in its
transition phase,
teenage phase, where it's kind of like sweaty and awkward, where they just went out with a bang and finished their childhood, and now they're kind of transitioning into this awkward like, well, it's we have Captain Marvel now. What do we do with her? Well, we've made her a contract with like 11 movies. We gotta rock this out.
Even though the fans don't like her, what are we gonna do?
Especially with the Ghostbusters reboot.
It wasn't like say.
I'm glad that's canned. I'm glad that's canned.
Yeah, it wasn't like say the.
You want to stare at the camera again and say that?
I do. I'm glad that's canned. Did you get that? I'm glad that's canned.
That was a garbage
TV
movie
too, and I was like, I can't believe people are watching this. Like,
I don't think anyone watches this.
You want to hear something messed up? I actually really enjoyed that movie.
Did you?
Yeah,
wow.
But I disagreed with everything about it after I watched it. I loved it. I laughed hysterically throughout it, but it was one of those movies that started off super strong with humor and then just slowly and like fizzled out until the very end, where it was just the awkward groin shot. Like, it's a ghost. Like, what possesses you in your mind? No, please don't go for a pun.
I purged too much of this movie to. I'd forgotten that even happened because I kind of blocked it out.
What possessed them to? Obviously, it wasn't a ghost, but like I get that joke out of there. But anyway, what made them think, "Yo, it's a ghost"? Shoot it in the groin. Like, why would that work? Why? Like, that's I
completely purged like most of this.
That's my biggest complaint about that movie because they all were like, "Oh, that's what I was thinking too." It's like, but why would that work? Like, why? Like that took away from I don't know. I just kind of like.
And I can't remember if it was our podcast where it was you and me talking or whether it was Kevin and Logan on here. But we talked about like it's okay. Like I have no problem if you come to me and say you like The Last Jedi because like that's one of my biggest like there's Fantastic Four and then there's Last Jedi. So
it's really low for him.
On top of that though, like I can understand if you like a bad film because one of the things is I liked Battleship. Did you ever watch that?
No.
Taylor Kissich or whatever his name.
Did you say you wanted to kiss it?
No, Taylor Kissich. That's the actual. Like,
it's a nice little romp. It was pretty much really
what tried to recreate. It was a G.I. kind of.
The Transformers thing was happening. And they're like, hey, look at them cashing in on Transformers the toys. Let's cash in on Battleship the game. I don't know where this thought came from.
Enough, and did they add explosions?
There was a lot of explosions.
They didn't have Michael Bay.
It feels like a Michael Bay though.
Liam Neeson's even in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
It was a weird romp, but it had some interesting moments.
I enjoy it when it's on TV. I watch it, but I was like, I understand when people like films for like certain reasons. I have no beef with that. So like,
yeah,
but
you have to be able to give reasons though. I find a lot of Last Jedi. I mean, so when you said it, I mean, if I thought I'd probably come up with a different one. No, the first thing that actually came to my mind was Transporter 3. I don't know if you ever saw the Transporter movies.
I started
with what's his name, Statham, the guy from Jason Statham, but he's in the Fast and Furious movies now. I can't remember
those movies were really complete. Like I heard that the first one and second one were like really good.
Yes,
but the third one was
unnecessary. The third one was like
I don't know. I've never watched it.
I couldn't. So most of the time, if I sit down and say I'm gonna sit down and watch this movie, and maybe it's like with the family, and we're like we're gonna watch this movie, we watch our way to the end of the movie. Like you just force your way through it, you know.
Yeah.
The Transporter movie, it's like 3 hours, and we're watching, and like eventually we're just like we're at what's supposed to be the climax of the movie, and I'm looking over and I'm just like I can't. Are you enjoying this movie? And my dad's like, no. And I'm like, let's just... I can't watch anymore.
I'm changing my last.
It's so bad.
I'm changing my worst movie now because of that. So I'm gonna say The Hangover Part 3.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go back because The Hangover. Have you guys watched that? The original one?
Yes.
I think I did a long time ago.
Okay, it's still worth a rewatch because it's just that good, and it captures that like time period very well.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for like I think it was 2008. So especially like that, like those 2000s right there.
Mm-hmm.
But it was it was a really good formula. Worked really well. The sequel Part 2. Just the same formula. Doug just got lost again, and you know what? Like, not when I say get lost, like it just kind of like the script just threw him out the window because no one likes Doug apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as that goes, they just reuse the same formula. Different person missing, stuck in an elevator. Spoilers, I don't care. And as far as that goes, it worked though with certain things, but it was a ripoff of the first movie. Then you get to the third one, and they tried taking a serious take on it. And it didn't mix like that. They broke the formula. You could totally tell they just made that movie just for money, and it's just awful, especially with the giraffe scene because that was probably the most funny scene, and that's animal cruelty, but it's funny.